They say when you don't have good food, you must take in front. So this is my Kaiso for the Masgra 2023. Make sure you all come out and support me. No politics, just Kaiso. Let's go. There is no place in the world like Grenada. Its people are so unique, so fabulous. They take politics real serious. You can't tell a man nothing wrong about his party. He'll deal with you so seriously, and from there on, you are his enemy. But as a man, I must open my big mouth to lament on some things you know about. So the bother come attack me. Don't waste your time on a old jungle like me. Pie in the sky, promises and mama guide. Voters say their expectations were too high. Like the old proverb from way back long. You want to be wrong and strong. Some people balling with their mouth closed. How they do that, only God knows. Man who could talk, they balling with their jaws locked. I thought only dummies used to do that. A lady told me she's dying inside slowly, but she don't mind once it's NDC killing she. She say we had enough on the Claudius, so nothing wrong if baby Jesus kill us. All those who claim that they love country more than party, the truth and reality is quite visual and so clear to see. Some things are morally wrong and unethical, are considered as politically essential. Their backs are against the wall, but you still can't tell them they're wrong at all. $2,000 increase on your salary, but you cut for people on by $150. I wonder who advising you. Old people go drop bam bam on you. You promise to improve standard of living, but I'm seeing more pain, hurt and suffering. Would you stop for a while and listen to me? Please don't send one more family into poverty. They're crying with their mouths closed. How they do that, only God knows. They're afraid to talk your supporters on the attack when they say, is that? A man told me, as a strong foot soldier since June 23rd, he ain't make $1. When he checked them, hear what they gon' say. You was wearing a green jersey one Sunday. I'm a strong supporter of the transformation agenda. It could be done with minimal errors, but tribalism and partisan politics messed up the Congress genetics. Mr. PM, you must stick to your promises. A lot of people voted you on these premises. How could you fool big people so? With pension, permanent and more money galore. Now they're expecting you to deliver, but your conversation becomes so deeper. If your mind change, complain and tell us. Remember you are Grenada, Jesus. You promise happiness and better days, but we sing the opposite in many ways. Man don't go down in record as the worst PM. The poor and needy, please don't neglect them. A burning silence deep within, quietly suffering, because you are labeled as a greed. You could not count your blessings. Sandra told me she's greatly disappointed. That's not what she expected, but she's sticking with she party, even though she grandma lost the 150. Jonah was giving them one, but you offered them two. They took the bait and they voted for you. They say you focus on the rich and middle class, the lower strata, you don't care one ras. Now them both stretched long with fret and regret. They miss the little stipends they used to get. Faith and CJs, you killed them dead. Over 1,000 families lost their bread. You sent groundsmen home and told them reapply, but you know very well that was mama guy. Nobody in spring saw some no more. With pest and disease, that industry will never grow. I can't wait for the new MNIB Farmers' money go with top.
Yeah, I know some of you were wondering where I am. Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. 12 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. We're trying to sort out one or two things here. Yeah, you know, always trying to improve, yeah?
Now to bring back the money, make the treasury look pretty with one salary. They don't bother with the lady up in High Street, so she come on Facebook and she excrete. People say NDC don't want no heart. How they coulda do them Haitian start? No regard.
I think it will have a part 3 of that song coming out soon. You never know. It may have a part 3 in that one coming out soon. Folks, let me just say a special good night to each and every one of you joining us. Those of you joining us via 91.9, 91.5 Real FM out there in beautiful St. Patrick. We say a special good night to all the listeners joining us via that frequency. Those of you listening not only on the island of Grenada, but also listening out there in Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and the rest of the Grenadine Islands, whether it's PSV or Bakeway or Union Island, wherever it is that you're listening, we say a special good night to each and every one of you. June Julian, I see you. Joyce, good night to you.
Right in this high so please don't take me serious. Oh no. And if you take
Zoe, good night to you.
time business,
Zayla, good night to you.
they say I only sing
Exalia, good night to you.
power. That may as well be the case. It doesn't change the price of rice and sugar.
And Julie Dubois, good night to you. And Sherms, Dennis, June, yeah, I call you out just now. Nice, right? E. Fletcher, Trisha, Shemi, Joseph, good night to you. Linda, Jill, and let me see. Sherms, good night. Cleaver, Ann, Tora, Renwick, Cindy, Donna, Willan, Wendy, and McGuire, good night to you. Nursey. And Red Girl Pascal, Willan Charles, Sharon Felix, Donna Hamilton, Dylan Pierre, Crystal Theodore, Junior George, no, not that Junior George, this is we Junior, all right, nice, yeah. Everard, good night to you. Tevin, is it Tevin? Yeah, Tevin, good night to you. It's not that Tevin, eh? Right. Cicely, Marishan, Sparkles, Laslin, Bernadette, Wallan, Courtney, Yvonne, Courtney, good night to you. Betty, good night to you, and Lorette, and Donna, and Maudlin, Norma, Teresa, Shami, Susan, Yolande, good night to each and every one of you. Let me see who else jumping on the Facebook there before. Amanda, good night to you. Margaret, good night to you. Let me see who else is there. Right, good night to all of you there. Let me see over on the YouTube. Wilma, Yolan, Cynthia, Kenny, Sandra, Kathleen, April, Lydia, Marilyn, Anastasia, Maria, Nick, Carl, Adrian, what's good night? Kenny, Anastasia, good night. Gertrude, Abraham, and Barbara, good night. Bernadette, Amanda, Hermina, Anna Lewis, good life, good night. Stephanie, John, Jacinta, good night to you, and Janice and Dominic. What going on, madness? Vanessa, Eliza, Miriam, how are you, my dear? And yeah, you know Miriam, yeah, we talk, eh? Right, nice, right. So Maud, Jocelyn, Bernadette, Jerome, Angie, Kester, Gemma, Warwood, I see her in as usual. And another Dominic. Good night to you, Dominic Leroy. Henry Shaitan, Cindy Clive, Stephen Simon, Michelle Alexander, Christine Otley, Jen, Baby Daddy, I think I shouted you out about twice. You know. Devin, good night, bro. Anne-Marie Celestine Grant, good night. Alan Jones, good night to you and to Zoe and your wife. Jackie, good night. Dave, Deborah, Caitlin, Faithlin, Sherma, Lishra, and let me see, Matthew Bowen, good night. Gavin Thomas, good night. And Merlin Panchu, good night to you. Kathleen Ledlow, I see you in the house there. And let me see who else is there. Phyllis, Wago, girl. Agnes and Wilfred, Antoine. I say a special good night to each and every one of you. Hope you all have been having a wonderful night. Well, considering the circumstances and what we see going around us. Yes, hope that you all are having a wonderful night tonight. Yeah, nice. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because some people balling with their mouth closed and all kind of thing they can listen. Wow, Cynthia, you're locked in from Holland. We say a special good night to all of the Dutch people in the house.
I really had fun writing this ISO, so please don't take me serious.
Our African friends, good night to you. I see you all on.
You sit down business when you get vexed. They say I only sing.
Guess what? We're going to open the phone lines 440. I know you all have a lot you want to speak about, a lot you want to ask about. I'm going to open the phone lines tonight. 440-7377. I know on Thursday you did not get the opportunity because we had a heavy. Last week was very heavy on information, huh? Yeah. From talking about the seed program, coming down, talking about mental health and all of that, and then even coming further down and speaking about the travesty that has taken place when it comes to the Queen show. So there's a lot of information last week. I'm opening the phone lines because I know a lot of you wanted to call. You had things that you wanted to speak about, giving you the opportunity to call now. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Let's see who gets the ball rolling tonight. Yeah.
But she don't mind once it's NDC killing she said we had enough on the Claudius, so nothing wrong if baby Jesus kill us.
And over the weekend, you keep hearing of different things. So you're hearing of the possibility of this crime having taken place, that crime still waiting for information. Hello, good night. Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm okay, man.
All right, go right ahead. Yes, you're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Michelin is greater change from greater carnival to a party carnival. I know greater is our greater carnival, but now it seems like NDC carnival. Because when we put greater portray the carnival, it'd be something good, so the world could see that greater have a wonderful carnival. And if I know a carnival an NMP day, NMP don't look at the party to support. NMP will look for the best person to chair and to manage the carnival committee. That was an NMP concerned about the chair. Right? And not to bring the people that there that that are supporting you and they can't do the job. If you have someone there and the person is meant to support you and they're the best person to give you to do the work, you'll find them as the person. But now it seems like Queen show, the Queen, it had to be NDC people. People who run the carnival committee, it had to be NDC. So we changed from Greater Carnival to NDC Carnival. So that's what it seems like. But everything in politics. And I call people going on that road, I call them little children. Little children that only think about themselves and the selfish. Because we have something we're going to celebrating the carnival season. And every grader will like to partake. If there are people overseas, like the grain that foreigners will like to come in grain to enjoy the carnival. When you have ministers of government getting involved, and they say too much of NMP people, they on committees, especially the Queen Show. If we have people like Shoma Worth, Brenda Baptiste, the same young lady that Jenny says, they did a wonderful job in Queen Show already. So if the person that chair the committee see these people and know the capability of these people and they want to use them, I don't see a problem they use them to market the Greater Queen Show as something good. So Brother Shalom, came down now, everything now is a politics for this government. Carnival come now like, not Greater Carnival, but NDC Carnival. So Brother Shalom, that's my... Okay.
All right, thank you. Yes, indeed, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. And let me say this. I listened intently to Ms. Shirma Wells on, that would be on last week. Yeah, I listened to her intently on Thursday. And, it left me a bit troubled because it means now that our it means now that our festival has gone past being honoring our traditions, honoring our ancestors, preserving our culture, preserving our traditions. Instead, Carnival Spice Mass 2023 is about preserving the NDC. And you have the idiots like, I just call them what they are. The idiots, like the one that they have up there in St. Patrick, that jumping up, they are happy that what has taken place has taken place. They think that they've gotten some sort of victory by people who are competent, who are capable, who have a track record of achievement, who have been involved over the years in this field. They think that they have won some sort of victory by having those people leave. And I'm still trying to wonder now, if that is the behavior in relation to the Queen show, I am seriously concerned about the fairness in relation to judging when it comes to all other carnival-related activities. I am concerned. Because if the minister could have a problem with the fact that there are people who they believe are associated, all the names that they call there, I am seriously doubtful that if I check the membership of the New National Party, I could find a single one of them name registered as a member of the New National Party. I am doubtful I'll be able to find any one of them name registered as a member of the New National Party. If one, I doubt I could find two. If they have one, I doubt it have two. But yet still, even if they are registered members of the New National Party, it should not matter. Because it is a national activity, and as such, all of us should be involved. Because I am sure that they would not like to say, we having Soca Monarch, and the only people we want to see in the stadium are NDC supporters, because I'll tell you something, if you check the amount of NNP supporters and the amount of NDC supporters in this country, you'd realize that the NNP always has more supporters than the NDC. Supporters and voters is two different things. But the NNP would always have more supporters than the NDC at any point in time. I'm pretty sure that they want the members of the New National Party to participate in all of the carnival activities. I'm pretty sure that they want the members of the New National Party who have the ability to do so, to go to the various shows, to spend a little money, buy things in the bar, go and support the food stalls and those different things, buy a ticket to enter and all of that. I'm pretty sure they want that. But if they are saying that because you are perceived, they don't know for a fact any one of the people that they have mentioned are a member of the New National Party. They assume that they are supporters of the New National Party. But they want to eject all of them, get rid of all of them. And remember, the minister, and let me say something to you, Minister Ron Reddit. I know you're up lining up in Canada right now, in Montreal, but I don't know if you come back, you're on your way back or whatever. Because I know you have parliament tomorrow. Yeah, I believe there's a parliament sitting tomorrow. Let me say this. No minister, let me just clarify for him because it seems as though he doesn't understand. No minister is to write any statutory body or grouping thereof and ask for financials. You're wrong. You're out of order, you're out of place, and you're damn fast. Excuse the language, I forget our children listening. Sorry. But you're fast. There is a Public Finance Management Act. And it seems as though all of you have to take a serious reading of that act. Because in that act, it would tell you the proper procedure. If you want to request the financials, speak to your permanent secretary. Let your permanent secretary write to the accountant general, and let the accountant general request from that statutory body the proper documentation. in relation to the questions you're asking. And you know the thing about it? You're asking about financials from people that have not been using Spice Mass money. That people have gone out there on their own, use their initiative, and in some instances, use their money. But have used their initiative, used their money, and they have gotten things done to a standard that you could not do on your own. But you all just decide that, look, that one used to be a wrong NNP, that one used to be there under NNP, that one working there, so they must be a NNP. Let's get rid of all of them. That's the attitude. And that's some attitude without any aptitude, because these people have no aptitude. They've got none. No aptitude. So they have attitude without having aptitude. And we find ourselves now in a situation that many people who had initially planned that they would attend the Queen Show have decided no. But it's much larger than Queen Show, and we have to see it as that. If that is the attitude in relation to Queen Show, you think they're going to put any judge to judge Calypso Monarch? Is not the Mardi Gras. We have no Mardi Gras in Grenada this year. The word Mardi Gras refers to Sunday. So there is no Mardi Gras because it ain't taking place then. It have no Mardi Gras. Right? So you have Calypso finals. Do you think in the tents that being judged right now, yeah, or the Groovy Monarch that's being judged right now, or the Soca Monarch that has been judged, don't you think that the same attitude pervades those as well? Because if they're saying too much NNP, no NNP shouldn't be involved, then when it comes to the judging and so, if they think that somebody, no wonder all the Calypsonians write that bunch of crap that they write. Yes, I'm calling it up because I could write better than it. I'm telling all straight, right through. And who know me know that I could. That nonsense that they write. Because they know that the judges that would be put in place right now, that those judges will not be fair and balanced, even if they have a personal bias. Everybody has a bias. Let's just understand that. Everybody has a bias. I have a bias, you have a bias, every one of us have a bias. But even with your bias, you can still be fair and balanced. Yeah, because you can take your bias out of doing a professional job. So if we are hearing now that because you're an NNP, you can't be part of that, and because you're an NNP, you mustn't be part of this, and so on. If that is the situation we're hearing, and you're hearing the members of the committee coming out and confirm it for you, then woe beyond to all them Calypsonians that feel they go in and end up in the top 5 in the Calypso competition. Woe beyond to them. Because unless you're saying an anti-NNP, not anti-government, anti-NNP tune, and unless you cost Dr. Keith Mitchell, you call Sheldon Scott name, and you throw a word for people like Emlyn Pierre and Kate and all of them, unless you do that, you ain't winning no crown. Yeah? So Rootsman Kelly, you might have to do a 2-verse inside there, brother. Small acts. You might have to change your song and start to sing an NDC song instead. Because it seems as though the only way you'd be afforded the opportunity to win is that you have to be siding and you have to be glory worshipping the Prime Minister and his team and the NDC. You have to be blind to the fact that crime running rampant in this country. You have to be blind to the fact that businessmen balling out in this country. Some of them balling with their mouth closed, but they're balling. You have to be blind to the fact and deaf to the cries of the people of what is going on in this country. To sing some of the gubar that you see being sung by some of these artists, so-called Calypsonians and so out there. And I'm saying so-called because that is not Kaiso. That is not where Calypso come from. All you have one season to sing. I had 365 days, 52 weeks, every single week to talk and tell all your singing stupidness. It is what it is. But I can't blame you all because after you hear what happened with Queen Show, You know, in order to win Soca Monarch, you have to walk a certain line. And if you want to be, as they say, in the money, in the top 5, in Soca Monarch or Groovy Monarch or Calypso Monarch, in order to get a proper little payoff, you have to walk a particular line. You have to say particular things. You can't be attacking the NDC. They're finding some excuse to try and get you out of the competition. Because right now, all they want around them is NDCites. So people who support the new National Party, they don't want you in the Calypso competition. They don't want you there. They don't want you coming in their activities. They don't want you in the Soca Monarch. They don't want you in the Groovy Monarch. Because that is the attitude. And up to this point in time, none of them have come out and said that what Miss Jenny Simon has said or what Miss Sherma Wells has said, none of them have been able to come out and say that they lie. Not one. Yeah? None of them have been able to come out and say that, oh, what these people say, oh, they misunderstand, or there's a misunderstanding or so. So when you hear that a minister writing, a person who is volunteering, they're volunteering to help with something, and you're writing them and asking them for financials for something that they went and find funding for, it tells you how dunce, illiterate, and dotish that minister is. There are other words I could use to describe them as well, but they're not radio friendly. Yeah, it just tells you the type of individuals that they are. So we find ourselves at this place where you have this sort of behavior taking place, where you have this sort of attitude pervading not just the NDC, it starts to pervade the public service, because you have people in the public service going to work and people whispering, what are you still doing here? You should go on already. What are you doing here? Yeah? So we tell them start the debushing by today. They start debushing. Yeah? So they started the debushing today, but what they did? They ram it, cram, and only NDC. They give a look at NNP. So if you say only NDC, so they would have 9 NDC and 1 NNP. So when you come and you say, well, they could only give them NDC and them, they say, nah, you see, look at our NNP there. It's our NNP in it. That is what these people are doing. And meanwhile, the sectors of society that usually we would hear speaking out on these things, they have remained silent. Yeah? So I'm waiting to see what happens when the Calypso competition comes down to the final round, because you could already tell who is going to be in the top 5 in the competition. Yeah? Rootsman has the best voice there. He has a big song. Right. So they're going to throw him in between there to try and make it look balanced. But they're going to try their best not to give him the crown. Small acts, they're going to try to leave small acts out at the semi-final stage. They're going to try their best. He could have the best performance of his life, because he has a song that is not pro-NDC, but is calling out the NDC. They're going to try their very best to leave him out at the semi-final stage. In fact, the only thing that may change that is me saying it here tonight, that is what they're going and do. And there are many others that they already have their acts sharpened and waiting for. If you again in final, joke they're making. That is the attitude. And you see, it stands in stark contrast to what you had taking place under the new National Party. Because under the new National Party, you had people with anti-NNP song winning the crown on multiple occasions. And behind them, you still had 2 and 3 other people that sing song and attack the sitting prime minister, government ministers, everything. You had them sitting there and people singing song against them. And you had them winning crown. But this NDC say, oh, if you laugh me under us, no way. So you see the contrast between the new National Party and the NDC. You can clearly see the contrast between the two. Meanwhile, people like Mr. Tillman Thomas sit down there, quiet, quiet, quiet. Everything is going nice in the country. We're hearing about people just dropping down and dead. You're hearing about people found dead. You're hearing about shooting incidents and so. You're hearing police go and people shoot at police and police have to return fire. You're hearing all sorts of things. But the Royal Grenada Police Force, now they stopped sending out emails. So I ain't see no email from them, and I don't think other people from the media are seeing emails from the Royal Grenada Police Force again. So everybody had to go on social media and check Facebook now to get the information from the Royal Grenada Police Force. Yeah? So you're having what is perceived as suicides. You're having people with found dead and so on, and no release from the Royal Grenada Police Force to say that this person, after an autopsy, it was found that this was the case and so with that individual, and we are proceeding with investigations into that matter. Nothing like that. Yeah? We have a commissioner of police that we ain't seen coming out and talk to us. If these kind of things had been happening, say what you want. Had these kind of things that we see happening in our country now, which before every few months you used to hear something. Every few months or 2-3 months might pass. In fact, a lot of times the first 4 or 5 months of the year pass without a single murder in the state of Grenada. Yeah, it's at 3-4 months, nothing. Then you might hear 1 or 2, some argument, somebody lost somebody, something like that. But now, you're hearing instances that they find people shot in vehicle. They're finding people floating. They're finding people, come on. And it's gotten to the stage now that we start hearing it on a weekly basis. And now, over the past few days, it started to seem as though we're hearing about incidents of violence and murders and suicides on a nearly daily basis. Now it's one thing or the other. On a nearly daily basis. And yet still, our Minister of National Security does not address the nation in relation to this issue to reassure the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique that, hey, things might be rough now, but everything is going to be all right. We're working on this, we're working on that. Nobody can say, give out your whole strategy, but be sensible. Speak to the people of Grenada and say, this is what we're doing. These are the areas that we're looking at. We're beefing up this, we're beefing up that. We're doing this, we're doing that. Nothing like that. You would have Commissioner Martin, would have a press conference. He would have given an update on all these cases. Everything. He would have said autopsies were done and it was found that hypovolemic shock, that's how I learned that terminology, or whatever. You would have heard all of that information and you would have heard investigations are continuing into that matter. And anybody with information, please come forward and give that. You would have heard from the Commissioner of Police. Right now, we can't hear from this Commissioner of Police. I don't know the reason why, but we're not hearing from this Commissioner. Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, as Minister of National Security, by now would have done a national address calling for people to calm, calling for peace, asking the youngsters who going about on a nearly nightly basis now playing jab, whether it's flour mass or oil oil or different things in different areas, or paint, or whatever they're doing. Yeah? To have fun, but do so in a peaceful manner. Don't go with any dangerous weapons, that kind of thing. You would have heard him making that call. In fact, over the weekend, the New National Party sent out a press release, and let me just quickly read that press release here for you. The New National Party calls for united effort in addressing surging crime. The New National Party expresses deep concern regarding the escalating crime rates that have gripped our beloved nation. The recent surge in murders, suicides, and gun-related crimes has left our citizens shocked and alarmed. Additionally, the prevalent lawlessness on our roads further exacerbates the sense of insecurity felt by our communities. As we approach the carnival season with large crowds and increased alcohol consumption, immediate action on these festering issues is imperative. Political leader and former Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell stated, "We at the New National Party acknowledge an urgent need for comprehensive measures to address these issues and restore the peace and security to our society of which we are all accustomed. NNP firmly believes that a collaborative approach, engaging various stakeholders, is crucial in effectively combating the crime situation and ensuring the safety of our citizens and visitors. And the New National Party went on. They said in this regard, the New National Party proposes in the national interest, because all of us live in here, you know. All of us live in here, even those of us that does go and come. Yeah, so we might be in the States, but we heart here. It's here we does be. We want to come down and sit under that mango tree and eat some fresh mango straight from the tree. Yeah? You want to go and pick some French kushu. Right? We want to go and dig some yam in the bush and go and make a cook. Yeah? Well, thunder roll on them now, so you have to be careful. But yeah, we want to be home. We could be where? We could be 10,000 miles away. We want to be home. So we want home to be safe. So in this regard, the New National Party proposes in the national interest the following solutions. Working with youth. The Ministry of Youth, which unfortunately remains dormant at this time, must play a leading role in fostering positive lifestyles and choices among our young people. The NNP advocates for the reactivation of the ministry and the implementation and or re-implementation of targeted programs that engage our nation's youth in constructive activities and mentorship. If the young people have nobody pointing them in the right direction, telling them this is the way to go, or that is the way to go, or this is what you should or shouldn't do. If they have nobody pointing them in the correct direction, then they just go whichever direction the wind blows. So, what do we have for our Ministry of Youth right now? All you feel in the Ministry of Youth? All you hear in the Ministry of Youth? All you see the Minister of Youth out there interacting with young people? All you see him on the blocks, chatting with guys and them, getting there, they feel what is taking place with them, and so all you see the Minister of Youth out? Instead of that, we're seeing out the New National Party bringing young people together and speaking with them and interacting with them. The New National Party, through programs like this, putting out information, telling people, hey, if you're feeling depressed and so this is what you need to do. Yeah? So let's go back to the press release. Support for the Royal Grenada Police Force. A demoralized police force cannot effectively combat crime. The NNP proposes increased support for the RGPF, including enhanced training programs, modernization of equipment, and improved working conditions. It is crucial to empower our police force to fulfill its duty of protecting our communities. You must work with the police force. You have to work for them. When you're in government, as the government, you have to work for the police force and with the police force. So police officers shouldn't be, at a point in time like this, worrying about things like pay and grade and fringe benefits. They shouldn't be hurting their head because they don't have transport to move, or they have to buy their own boots, or they have to patch their pants. Or you're seeing officers come in with shirt washout in tongue. You can't have them like that. Because it's unfair what is taking place, what is being done to the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force, all branches. What is being done to them right now. So the NNP goes forward to say, psychosocial assistance, the alarming increase in crime often stems from underlying social issues and the lack of proper mental health support. The NNP advocates for increased psychosocial assistance programs that address the needs of individuals at risk of engaging in criminal activities. By providing professional help and support, we can address the root causes of crime and reduce its occurrence. This issue must be approached inclusive of the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Social Development, and the Ministry of Education. It says inclusive of them, not that they are the only ones. You have His Majesty's prisons. You have the Royal Grenada Police Force. Yeah, so all of those. So inclusive. Assisting vulnerable families. Addressing crime requires addressing socio-economic disparities. The NNP proposes focusing on vulnerable families and communities by providing them with necessary resources, opportunities, and support systems. One of the measures we, the New National Party, suggest is the reinstallment of the $150 removed from participants in the SEED program, especially considering the sharp inflation currently being experienced. By lifting people out of poverty and addressing social inequalities, we can create an environment where crime is less likely to thrive. Because you have children that watching mommy ain't able to send them to school when school taking place, that watching that sometimes they have to skip a meal because it have nothing to cook there. And when the belly griping, they decide to go and do something because their brain has not fully developed yet to the point where they are going to say, let me reason this out. They're just going to go out and do stuff. Yeah, and if somebody gets in the way, they're going to move that obstacle out of the way. So it might sound as, oh, the 150 was... It just shows the mere fact that the NDC and the present Prime Minister, when he was Minister of Finance, and the present Minister of Finance, keeps talking about that removal of the 150 as something that NNP do. It just shows how much out of touch they are with the reality of what is taking place with many of you out there. Many of you that are listening to this program right now. The NNP also calls the ministry, and as such, Minister of National Security, must take a proactive approach in addressing the crime situation and allay the fears and concerns of citizens and visitors. The NNP calls for a comprehensive review of security measures and protocols to ensure their effectiveness. We urge the government to lead by example and prioritize the safety of our nation. So a minister youth ain't supposed to be with big cigar and drink in his hand posing on Facebook. Yeah, like if he's what they call him, Tony Montana in Scarface. Yeah? He should be interacting out there, trying to get in touch with the young people and finding out what their issues are. I don't think you know. Go and find out. Then the role of the churches. The NNP recognizes the vital role that churches play in our society. This was one of the reasons we ensured the creation of the Department of Ecclesiastical/Religious Affairs. We call upon all religious leaders to speak out against violence and negative behaviors, offer spiritual guidance, and actively engage with their congregations and the nation on a whole to promote peaceful coexistence. Together, we can create a moral compass that guides individuals away from crime and towards harmony. The new National Party is committed to tirelessly working towards addressing the alarming crime situation in Grenada. Last week, the party engaged groups of young people from across the island in character building and personal development sessions over 2 days. We therefore understand the urgency of this matter and stand ready to collaborate with all stakeholders, including the government, civil society organizations, social media influencers, and citizens, to implement effective strategies. Only through unity and collective effort can we restore peace, security, and prosperity to our beautiful nation. And that was a release sent out by the new National Party over the last weekend. Yeah? Nice.
All we want is unity and peace. In the party, we don't have to live like this. No. All we want is unity and peace. In the party, we don't have to live like this. No.
And again, DJs, I think you better make sure you had a tune and yeah, just play it in all your fet and thing like if it just come out, you know. Yeah, if you want to get Steve to do a 2023 version, contact Steve Theodore and ask him to do a 2023 version. But you should have that thing on replay right now. We have a call online. Good night. Hello? Oh, sorry. Hello, good night.
How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. I pressed the wrong button. You go right ahead, brother.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, brother Scott. Do you know if Grenada air hostess come back already?
Oh yes, he was at the funeral this afternoon.
Yeah, well, for me, that is the name I think we should call it right now, air hostess. Because every time you miss the guys on some plane, maybe the only thing he doing He probably ain't serving people food or serving people water, but that's why he's a air hostess. Now, Mr. Scott, you know, we could talk all the talk we want. We could run with might, we could say what we want, we could call for press conference, we could call for the Prime Minister to make an announcement. But remember what the guy said. He said on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah, so right
And
now we don't need to know.
And I personally believe these people, they're sticking with their words. So anytime we need to know something, he go tell us. When we don't need to know nothing, he's not going to tell us anything. But you know, I have a message tonight for Mr. Lako. You see that man that had that life jacket and him in stage balling about this and balling about that. Mr. Lako, you was a preacher. You know the word of God.
Was that what he still is?
Yeah, well, he know what the word of God. He know what the word of God stands for, and he was there when the people lighting the candle and calling down on Morris Bishop's spirit, and he knows better than that. Pastor Lako knows the word of God, and he knows what the word of God stands for, and he knows what candle lighting signifies in the word of God. So I can understand how you as a pastor could be lighting candle and calling down on a spirit of a dead man and expecting things to go right in the country. Things will go right in the country.
My brother,
now, Mr. Scott,
you forget the team song at the NDC campaign. I feel a spirit is moving through the Spice Island. I see a spirit is moving all around. I feel a spirit is moving. That is the song, you know. That was the campaign song.
Let me tell you something. These people and them is just waste of time. Waste of time. Watch, I vexed Tangala there, you know. I vexed Tangala there because Tangala sing a song. Mr. Keith Mitchell, boy, what I hear afraid of balling, trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell, man start killing man. And that's what's going on right now. That is exactly what's going on. Because I read a post the other day. Somebody saying, oh, well, if we NNP and Keith Mitchell and them talking about crime, why don't we say something about crime? And why don't we do this and why don't we do that? That is the same set of people that say that how we have to come together and work as one to build the country, you know. And know that the opposition offering the help and the advice to the government, they're bluntly refusing it. They want it. They're bluntly refusing. And this is watch. I see the love Dr. Mitchell have for Grenada. The man offering his genuine concern. He offering to help. The man giving advice, and they're bluntly refusing it. They want it. So that alone should tell you, Mr. Scott, that we could cry, we could plead, we could beg the government, the present government of today to do something about crime. And they're just refusing. They're only going to do it when it's on daytime. Probably when about 10, 15, 20, 200, 300 people in Grenada are dead. Then they go see the urgent need to address the crime situation. Brother Scott, let me tell you something. Grenada, I don't know what happening, you know. As you say tonight, every day now on a daily basis, you're hearing people killing themselves. You're hearing somebody shooting somebody. Something happening every single day in Grenada now, every day. And these people and them just not saying anything. And I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Because if it was NMP that was in power, and these kind of things, boy, watch, they would have washed us, they would have bathed us, they would have ironed us, they would have steam pressed us. It's not what they would have done was. And let me tell you something about these preachers and them. Especially, I won't go calling him. We all know who we're talking about. These people and them, Mr. Scott, they're lying down in bed with the government. They're cuddling with the government. They're sucking one another tongue in bed.
Careful, brother. I have children listening to my program.
Yeah, sorry, brother. But you know what I'm trying to say. These people and them, they are in bed with the government, so they would not say anything. They might lock. Right now, these people and them, they might lock. Brother Scott, you know, today I was traveling on a bus, going down to town. And he had a woman, she took the bus right in the same gap as the state bus every afternoon. Right in Gospel Hall in Cali. The woman take the bus. And Brother Scott, you know, from Gospel Hall to town is 250. right? And the woman didn't even had 250. She had 150. She didn't even had the 250. And I just, you know, I said, Miss, don't worry about that. I'll pay the boss for you. When the woman dropped, the woman pulled me in a corner. The woman said, young man, you know what you just did there? Young man, you saved me, you know, because she said I was on the seed program. And the government took me off. Look, I can't even survive. I have to be begging people every day and for money to buy some food to survive. I have to be begging people for bills, begging people for this, begging people for that. I mean, boy, it's just real sad, boy. It's just sad.
It's a terrible situation that people find themselves in.
It's just sad, boy.
And what the problem here is that you have a government that has come in and they are not offering any solutions to these issues. No,
they don't have no plan. They don't have no plan. Nothing. They don't have nothing.
Take the first year. Take the first year of the new National Party coming into office in 2013, without a budget being done by the government that called a government call an election without doing a budget. You know, they called the Tillman Thomas government call an election without doing a budget. So the NNP had to come in, do a budget, and was still able, by the end of the first year, to have 4,000 young people under a youth program, to have restarted the housing program, to have started all of the social benefit programs that they did, and still started the major infrastructural projects that they started throughout all of the country, start negotiating with the unions in relation to issues like pension and all of those things in 1 year.
But Brother Scott, I would not, if I was you and every other person listening to this program, I would never even put 1 year with NMP with NDC. I would never, because it don't have no comparison there. It don't have no comparison there. Because we know what the NMP did in 1 year and look what the NDC did in this year. You have no comparison there at all. No comparison there at all.
Of that I'm certain, my brother.
And listen, that one more thing before I go. We have to get them to finish that project in River Road. You see what happened the other day when the rainfall and what happened to where the project stopped? You see what happened? You see what happened? But again, they don't have money, so
my friend, remember,
my friend.
No, but before you run off, here's this. Now, I was listening to GBN, and it was very interesting that GBN said they couldn't find Minister Andy Williams. He answered any phone. Now, there's the same Andy Williams when he joking a hole up in Bourgeois. When he had a piece of stick and he was joking a hole. GBN was there. When he going in the market to tell people who got to go and who got to stay and people had to move off a tongue from vending in the tongue, they find him. Everything he do, if he scratch his head or he go to take a haircut, they finding him. Right?
Yeah.
So they find Minister Andy Williams, so all kind of thing. When come to ask a serious question in relation to a serious issue, because if the project had been completed, the flooding that took place over the weekend would not have taken place. By this time, the Humpback Bridge was supposed to be moved and everything else, you know.
Exactly.
But they want to spite Peter David and the NNP, so they stall the project now. All right.
Yeah, well, all when them people and them did the piece of wall coming down, all that area was good. It's only the piece that they stop off that wasn't good. Boy, watch Friday. One more thing, Brother Scott. Friday, I had a good laugh, because I remember a couple of programs are back, way back. I call her. She said the Minister of Finance was going to blast and gamble. So Friday, I was by the mall, me and a friend talking, and you know the blast is right in front of the mall. So
but nobody in lie, the man does go and gamble.
And by Brother Scott,
you can't sue for that. All of we don't see him.
When I see the man, I start to laugh. I say, where do you see that?
All right, my brother, we gonna talk.
Thanks. Yeah, man, we gonna talk.
Yeah, nobody in line on the Minister of Finance. The man does go and gamble. So else he doing his side there, the slot machine and them. 440-7377. Remember, you can call us on WhatsApp. You can also call us directly. You can call us on 347-329-3101 as well. For those of you in Canada and the US, Patricia and Matthew, my two lovely friends, good evening to you. And also, good evening to my good friend Ian out there in Canada. And hey, Mr. Watts, Zingo, all of you. Kathy Albert, I know you're listening kind of local. Good night to you. Go right ahead, caller. Hello.
Good night, Sheldon Scott. Good night, Talking Points crew. How are we doing?
Hey, I'm good, man.
Yeah, Sheldon, I ain't lying, boy. Watch. To be honest, I wake up this morning in a kind of mood because one of the people that I saw falling and die is a former co-worker of mine. And listen to me. If by now the Minister of National Security cannot address the nation officially, not this Minister of Social Development or whatever he is, the Minister of National Security, Honorable Deacon Miss Mitchell.
Well, you need to fire
Prime
the Minister of
Mitchell.
National Security. You need to fire him.
Yeah, this is unbecoming right now, brother. This is unbecoming. And watch me. What you said there about the police is not sending out emails probably to media houses and to people.
But I was on the
That
mailing
is a very
list.
serious thing.
I was on the mailing list, so I knew. I knew when they sent out.
That is very serious. Sheldon, I saw things that happened over the weekend that the police didn't even say report. And when you see these things happening and violent little crimes in little cubby holes happening and the police not knowing about it, you
So
see
nothing
people
on the
car,
shootout in
you
Brazil.
know?
Nothing on the shootout that took place in Brazil. Nothing on that, right?
Nothing on that. Nothing on the shooting that happened in conference Thursday night. I mean, come on. There are things happening that is very serious on this island right now. And the hierarchy of the police force in Grenada is numb. Likewise, the Minister of National Security, is that a joke or something? Are we playing games with the country, the security of the country? You know, and I listen to all this drama with the Carnival Committee and what Honorable Ron Redhead, or call him Honorable Ron Redhead. But do you know that Ron Redhead was in a meeting, a pocket meeting before he became Honorable Ron Redhead, singing about what can you do to stop Mitchell from lying? Mr. Ron Redhead, do you know that we can take that same song and play it for your Mitchell? Because it didn't specify which Mitchell he was talking about. And let me tell you something. It will happen because you call that reverse treatment. You can't be laughing and playing games with people like Shoma Wells and Brenda Baptiste, who you listen as a young person growing up, run with it. These people are the voice of Carnival. These are the people I basically grew up with listening to Sheldon. You know? And for you, Mr. Minister, to disrespect these people in that manner and go down there rant on your clout and whatever you feel you have, your time will come when we go vote you out and vote you out predominantly so. And to the Minister of St. John up there, my God, national disaster, well not national disaster, but some rainfall and some people got affected. You go leave home in a slippers and dress up like you're going and have a meeting somewhere. You're going into a disaster area, you're supposed to dress accordingly.
Boss,
So
you want to
that
tell the
only says
minister?
that-
You want to tell the minister how to dress? You shopping for the minister clothes, or? Hey.
I mean,
Are you
what's
rich,
happening and well, anyhow,
Are you rich,
what I want to say
Oh.
but on a serious note, Sheldon, rain just fall. You go into a muddy area. You pick it with the pass with the slippers in your foot, man. Come on, man.
The minister
Come
go
on,
she
I said
comfortable.
I saw Dr. Mitchell took a helicopter when there was disaster going up the islands, and he was in the PPEs. It's called PPEs, personal protective equipment. You as a minister are supposed to protect yourself. You didn't go and take pictures and go and sit down with some dinner. What is wrong with you? But Sheldon, on a serious note, we need, if Honorable Prime Minister Deacon is not going to address the nation, we need to call our leader, Dr. Mitchell, take the lead and be the bigger man and address the nation, because what is happening right now, I don't know if it's voodoo, if it's curse, if it's spirit or whatever, it is not normal. It is not normal at all. People are, I don't know. I'm seeing on a daily basis things happening. I'm over the hills every living day, and I'm seeing accidents. I'm seeing all kind of weather occurrences, and I don't care if Dr. Mitchell was there, it used to happen. But what I'm seeing happening right now is basically every living day, and it needs to be addressed immediately, like last month, not now. So, Talking Point School, Sheldon, please, let me call Dr. Mitchell. If Brother Deacon Mitchell want to help us, well, we'll get a new Prime Minister. But until that time, let our leader help us and at least address the nation, because trust me, we can't continue so.
All right, my
Have a good
partner.
night, folks.
Later. All right, folks, and Prime Minister Doctor. No, wait, now wrong Prime Minister. That many funeral today too, right? Yeah. So the Prime Minister will be holding a special press conference, press briefing on Tuesday. He hears us. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell will hold a special press briefing on Tuesday. That is tomorrow from 1 p.m. at the Grenada Houses of Parliament. Yeah, Honorable Deacon Mitchell will address the recent acts of violence and will also provide an update on his missions to Canada, Trinidad and Tobago, and the Bahamas. The press conference will be broadcast live on GIS Television Channel 22 and its social media pages immediately following the meeting of the House of Representatives. Yeah, so Parliament sitting tomorrow, and the Prime Minister is going to do his special press briefing. Yeah, after we call him out. Mr. Prime Minister, I hope at the end of that press conference where he's telling us as well is that you are leaving as the Minister of National Security, because you have proven yourself thus far to be most incompetent and incapable of handling the affairs of the state of Grenada. I don't know if you have anybody in your team that could handle it or if you need to ask for other help. But yeah, so special press briefing. Yeah, well, we call him out. So yeah, let me hear what he had to say. We have a call online. Good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night, bro.
Sheldon, I called tonight with a heavy and a sad heart on the River Road project.
Not the heart that has been on the yellow T-shirt, nah?
No, not that one.
Okay, all right. Just go ahead. Yeah.
Sheldon, the River Road project. A project I hold the NDC administration 100% guilty for the incompetency that caused that river to terrorize River Road people again. They knew the seriousness of that water when it comes down and it comes in the road and it terrorizes the people. It frightens the people. Then when that water come up in the road, and they knew that. There is no excuse they could give us, Sheldon. They met, in their own words, at Treasury full of money, pregnant. They choose not to complete River Road project. They choose it whatsoever excuse they had to hold the project up, knowing that they are holding a danger on the people of River Road Head, knowing that water could come up and slick up any time, long as rain falling in the mountain and flood River Road, take a life. But they disrespect the River Road people by refusing to finish their project. In fact, during the campaign, I heard one of them was saying, the most weird thing, we go cut the walls, and the walls too tall, and we go put chairs for people to sit on. I don't know if they wanted to set a kind of a suicide thing for people there. And the river did not climb the wall, you know. If we really look at that, the river did not climb the walls where they say it's too tall. The river climbed where there is no wall, where they did not finish the project. Shame on these people. Shame on them.
And that's the thing, it's all at the points where, right now, because you're familiar with the project. The Humpback Bridge was supposed to be removed and relocated a little further up. So that point where the water could have crossed over there, that was supposed to be changed. And there were one or two other points where they had to move, I think, the bridge up by Steels. Also, there was supposed to be something taking place there as well. That bridge to go over to the mental home and all of that. And one or two other areas, they just did not complete the project. And they meet everything there to complete it.
Sheldon,
so it's nothing more than bad mind.
Sheldon, it is even more bad mind, hate mind, foolish mind. You have a lady who had a kind of boat higher up, just above the Humpback Bridge there. They move the lady and they tell her, bridge coming there, next month, project starting. They kick the lady out. You know that is the same spot where the river come up? Up to now, these people hasn't done anything. But just because they knew, and that certain lady knew the lady was an NNP, she rough her out of that position, that place. Get out of there, project coming. And the next month, things starting. And up to now, they knew that they wasn't doing anything for River Road people. They know that. And Sheldon, shame on NDC to come and tell us anything in River Road and to pray that they love River Road people or they care about River Road people. Not completing that project on time, not completing that project at all. Shame on these people.
But here's what, brother. You could imagine what would have been happening on River Road had the project not even gotten to that stage. Had those walls not been done and what was done. You could imagine what would be taking place down in that area, brother.
The whole place would have flooded.
When I heard that rain on Saturday morning, it was. When I heard that rain coming down for nearly an hour, heavy, I say, oh gosh, nah, flood, boy, flood.
Sheldon,
You know?
Andy not from River Road. You have a right not to come in River Road. You have a right to hide.
But how come they can't find him now? That's Andy, you know. I mean, if he plant pumpkin down in River Road, they could find him. If he not River Road, but if he plant pumpkin down in Wall Street, they could find him.
Now
Yeah?
Eating up the pumpkin, man.
Everything he do, they just be able to find. How all of a sudden now, when the people at River Road want to know, hey, we get flood. When that project finishing, they can't find Andy all of a sudden. I thought they actually had a direct line for him, you know. You know, like how Batman used to put out the bat signal. They put out a bat signal and they get Batman to come. I thought the GBN had that for him. How come GBN cannot find Minister Andy Williams? Something is definitely wrong.
Sheldon, during the campaign, these people went wrong with a chalk. They went wrong from village to village condemning that project.
Oh, yeah? They didn't share egg in town too?
No, we didn't want egg in town.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
They went wrong with a road with a truck condemning the river project and talking about the walls too high. And they have some people in the diaspora who drank that drunk propaganda and calling back home and saying they're building the boiling walls in River Road and all this kind of thing, you know. So this NDC people is nothing more than a shame to the River Road people, you know. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, my brother. 4407377. That's the number to call and get on the inside. 347329. Let me see. Somebody was trying to call me a couple times on the WhatsApp. Let me see if I can get that person on the WhatsApp now. So let me see if I can get them. So I'm trying to call the person on the WhatsApp. And hello, good night.
Good night.
Hi, good night. Yes.
How are you?
Quite fine. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Sheldon.
Yes, you're live. You're live. Go ahead.
Let me see.
No, ignore the radio in the
good night.
background. Yes, just speak to us on the phone. You're live right now.
All right. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay. For me, I'm okay. I'm just going to say I'm enjoying your program, Sheldon. I'm calling from Mampanasa, but what I really call to talk about, Sheldon, towards tourism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Towards the waterfall, do you have to have a ID card to go to the waterfall, which is Annadale Waterfall?
I've never heard of you having to have an ID card to go there before.
Okay, I never heard that before. But what I'm trying to say,
you are not. If I know the voice, there you are Northeast man, so I know
yeah,
we never know that.
Are we?
Yeah, but we never know we self having to use that day.
Yeah, to be honest, yesterday I went around. Well, a guy called me to go and do a tour around the island with some people, right? At least 98% of them was Grenadian, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they usually have a standard price up there, which foreigners $5 US, which is $13 EC dollars, and local are 3 EC, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, Sheldon, to be honest, you paying $5 US to go to the waterfall, they know for my entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you cannot vex with the people because, to be honest, Sheldon, that waterfall is privatized.
Mm.
Just like how you get your facts, I get my fact. But that waterfall, it is privatized. And when we go there yesterday, security tell us, well, we have the people have to get ID card. I say, okay, at least 98% are local. So why you want ID card for? Apparently is the price. So apparently maybe work things the way it's supposed to be done. The people get entrance to go into the waterfall. But I don't think that is right, man.
But I
mean,
never know us
local
having to get ID card to go there. I mean, that's the first time I hear that one.
No,
Maybe it happened before, but I never hear it.
But I was there yesterday and I asked him, how come like local people got to get ID card to go to the waterfall. I mean, that sounds strange to me. You understand? I realize, yes, it's privatized, so they might feel like the majority of people are foreigners, so they can make a foreign, at least extra money. But I explained to him, I said, watch, everyone is local. And he determined ID card, I said, watch, deal with the people according as it is, and we all are local. I mean, come on, Sheldon, that is chippiness.
Yes, I agree with you, my brother. And I go dig up on that one.
I don't know in charge. I don't know the Minister of Tourism. To be honest with you, right? I never see come on a program. I never hear about that.
I ain't sure who
I
not.
mean, this is part of my field. Okay, I work on the tourism, right? I tell you the honest truth. I work on the tourism, but that is ridiculous. And the next thing, Sheldon, I have to share at the Granitang Lake. First time I went up to Granitang Lake, Sheldon, and the fishes up there are very scarce. The reason why I said so, I don't know if people fishing them out, because most time we go there with the foreigners, they get an interaction with the fish, like we throw our cricks. I mean, they come up, they take their little photograph, they enjoy the atmosphere. But to me, yesterday was the first day I've been up there for a long time, Sheldon, and there are no fishes up there. I don't know if people are fishing them out, honestly, but
That's
if people are
strange.
fishing them out, government have to do something to that.
But it's a good thing you identify that, because that's strange, because I know exactly what you're talking about. Usually you go by the look at jetty there, you throw whatever. In fact, from the time they see you come, even before you throw, you see a set of them start to come wrong.
Exactly. And you see now, I'll tell you something which people may not know, right? You throw bread contain yeast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the yeast now could dilute it and kill them all, which we usually throw crackers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I don't know. First time I go there for a very long time, and there's no fish up there. All what we see is a couple of red ones. So we don't know what's going on.
All right, I think that is something definitely has to be looked into. And you see, a lot of people now asking the same question. Well, who is the Minister of Tourism? Because I'm still trying to figure out who is the Minister of Tourism myself. I can't tell you.
Exactly.
And I just follow things like that, and I honestly cannot tell you which one of them is the Minister of Tourism. I got to Google it just now.
I mean, I don't care what you say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tourism is one of our main sector on the island, and we got to protect it. Sheldon, you cannot expect people come every year and they come and say the same thing over and over. There must be development. And this is the thing what's killing us in Grenada. There is no form of development. Because if I tell you, there's certain places, to be honest with you, in school I never go, like secondary school, college, primary school. I learned to check, and my favorite subject was history.
Mm-hmm.
And Sheldon, if you don't know Grenada properly, and people need a tour, you cannot bring them, because there's certain places they want to go and you don't know.
My goodness.
You understand? You have to know Grenada. So when the people come, you make them enjoy the best of our ability, but there's nothing going on in Grenada for tourism. And could you imagine, when I go on my phone, tourism, I think, starting on the 4th of November, which in the past administration, you get it from maybe late September, late October into November. I mean, come on, we all have to look at things all over the place, man, Sheldon. Something is wrong somewhere.
All right, my brother. Well, thank you so very much for your call, Awi.
But before I go, Sheldon, to me, the most entertainment you got in Grenada with tourism is concerned, Sheldon, is the monkeys in Granitang. Yeah, man, to see you go up there with your bananas, you may go up there with a crew of people, you make a semicircle with them, you get the bananas, you put piece here, the monkey walk around you, and I mean, I went up there yesterday, and people told me, first time they have interact with monkeys, maybe coming close to you, walking on your shoulders, I mean, enjoying the vibes.
Yeah.
We are good, but Shalom, you have a blessed night. But I'm going to log
Thank
back
you.
on your program.
Thank you so very
You're
much, my
welcome.
brother. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, man, you're
All right.
welcome.
You have a blessed one. Yes, my good partner, Awi. Yeah. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside tonight. Yes, so all your press conference tomorrow, eh? Yeah, press conference tomorrow. I've just reliably been informed the Minister of Tourism is the man who does show the tie on his shoulder. Yeah, toes. Right? So Lennox Andrews, the Honorable Lennox Andrews, he is the Minister of Tourism. And let me see, he's also Agriculture, Cooperatives, Creative Economy, ICT, Economics, Development and Planning. Well, you have a lot of things, girl. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night to Mr. Sheldon Scott and good night to the lovely people in Grenada, Caracon, Petit Martinique.
Good night, Kame.
Good night to everybody who is listening. I want to say a special good night to Patricia, Carol, Arthur, Campbell, and to Matthew. Good night, Matthew. I miss you all, guys, boy. A lot of Grenadians coming in. I miss you all. Anyhow, have a good night. Mr. Watt, and to my children, to my 5 children, wherever you are, Akira and Gat and Daniel and my grandkids in England and in America, good night. Good night to Dr. Mitchell. Why do you want Dr. Mitchell come and address the nation? Dr. Mitchell is the Prime Minister?
No, not Dr. Mitchell we asking for. Wrong Mitchell. We asking for Deacon Mitchell to come.
No, I tell you, we have people that call out and asking him to come, and I have my back. Yesterday, Mr. Carl and them asking Dr. Mitchell to come and address the nation. We didn't want Dr. Mitchell, so why do you want him to come and address the nation? Who are to address the nation, then they do up in the complex. I'm telling you, Mr. Carl and them asking for Dr. Mitchell. They must go in the complex. And like today, you spoke to a journalist right in front of me. She does always have him as a program. And I think she should find herself up there and address the Prime Minister and to ask him about the crimes in this country of ours. These are the questions they must ask him about what's going on in Grenada. Because, Mr. Scott, even if people's children die, you don't even come on the radio, go on GIS, and sympathize for the nation to hear you say, well, you feel sad for what happened. To them people are little encouragement to live. The parents, the uncle, the cousin, the aunt. You understand? Anyhow, I'm not interested in what NDC people do. God hear me. Because I don't want them for me to collapse and fall down. I don't want them to throw me down. So I'm not interested in what they do. And because they don't care. Right about now, that is it with me and these people. I don't taking it on. These people want you, a spokesman for long and there, you don't get a release from him or even the ministers. You don't hear nobody come and say nothing about Mr. Fletcher. And that man been marking all feelings in it.
I will interject there that the ministry did send out a release. But not the minister. Yeah, the ministry did send, not the minister, yeah.
But none of the ministers. This is a Grenadian that's been marking all fields to play football in Grenada. The ministry that sent out children.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't understand why you are begging. Why you are begging these people to come and say something. These people have a mind on their own. They're not studying all you. They're not studying all you in Grenada. Or they should have known that. They're not studying all you. All you only begging Mr. Prime Minister. Come out and say, what? They're not studying all you.
Well, they're doing
I don't understand you. Why are you begging them for?
They're doing it tomorrow.
You don't know what they're going to do tomorrow. They might tell you they're going in England and they're going here and they're going there. They don't worry the Grenadian people. That is the reason why I am not worried about these people. I want me to collapse and they say, yes, he did. They want to see you was better. The only show them will speak if one of the child there or the mother or something up to one of the family, close family, they will go out and speak. But they don't care about all you. They don't care about all you. Anyhow, I want to thank the Jamaican lady that brought me some exercise and lead pencil and pen. A Jamaican that married a Grenadian guy from Marigotta or Concord, I think. I want to thank them very much. So when school opens, the children are going to get some lead pencils and markers. Thank you very much, Mama. I can't even remember she name. I can't even remember she was my name. They dropped it for me this morning. I thank you all very much. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Because there is a lot of people in this country that in need. A lot of mothers and fathers because they're not working right now. They ain't say that children will go to school, no, but the little help will come in. So thank you. Thank you to everybody. Have a blessed night and just keep praying for your children and keep praying for your country, but your heart must be clean so God could answer your prayer. You cannot pray and then you're going and light candle and you're going by the Baptist man to see what's going on with us. You understand? And everybody asking for prayers. And you have pastors that is marrying men in Grenada, right? And some of the believers on all radio stations, especially on GVN, always condemning people for putting God first. Papa God is not a God like that, Mr. Scott. Have a good night, Grenada. Bye-bye.
Thank you. 4407 pastors marrying. Okay, all right. 440. I ain't touching down at a 10-foot pole. 440-7377. That's the number to call and get on the inside. I saw someone trying to reach us on the overseas line. Let's go to the overseas line. Hello, good night. Caller, you're live. Hey, sir, how are you?
Good, brother Scott. Good.
All right.
Well, finally, I just here read something there. I've been begging for over a month to tell the Prime Minister the buck stop with he. It's the first time since I get involved
the
into
buck,
politics.
you know, buck is a thing that I talk about from Guyana. That buck you're talking about, and I said the buck stop with he.
Well, yeah, that buck stop with he. And I keep calling on the Prime Minister. See, we outside in the diaspora, and we listen to every station, everything that's going on in Grenada. And all what the Prime Minister doing. But I believe we have a wife, I don't know if it's a wife or a girlfriend or a husband, out in the diaspora because he's traveling too much. Just too much. And he don't report him to the Grenadian people. He don't feel he have to. And I don't understand it. But I never seen that, Sheldon, from all my life watching what's going on in Grenada concerning politics. It's the first time I see a Prime Minister that the Grenadian people have to beg you. It's over a month I'm asking you. The buck stop with you that you have to get outside there and deal with this problem. And you refuse. But because the fire is burning and you know you have to because you want to run out of the country again. Right? And this time, when you come back, Mr. Telford might be the Prime Minister, not you, because they're going to overthrow you. Listen to my word, Mr. Prime Minister. They're going to overthrow you. You're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. You know? And sooner or later, when the Grenadian people wake up, they're going to take the street. And you know when Grenadians take the street, what will happen? If you don't know, let the older ones tell you. You feel you could do what you want because you've been loved by the people. But as I said already before, Morris, we all love Morris, you know. We all love Morris. But the table was turning on the inside. And that table again going to turn on the inside. Just remember, we mightn't say NDC. We might say ND. So you be careful. If you just want to travel and go. I don't know if your wife or husband is outside there. But it's to me like you forget the Grenadian people. And you take things for granted. We never thought the revolution that failed, you know. Until
Hello? Hello? Oh boy. I think, caller, I think something went wrong with your phone. I am not sure what it is, but I think something went wrong on you. I realized it was kind of breaking now and again, so I'm not sure. Something seems to have gone wrong with your phone. So you can give us a call back. 440-7377. And you can also call us on WhatsApp on that number. And 347-329-3101. So I saw a message there from someone that the Honorable Ron Redhead did release a message on his Facebook page. You know, we like to get Jack the Jacket and Jane She Blows. Right. So they say that there was a message by Honorable Ron Redhead on his Facebook page. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Yes. So, good evening. I want to get on to the Talking Point program.
You're live right now, caller. You go right ahead.
Sheldon, good evening.
Good evening.
Listen, I listen to your program religiously. And I was saying to myself, is things that bad as Sheldon is making it out to be? I happened to be in Grenada last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to town Saturday, and I could have played cricket and soccer in St. George's. I went and looked for Cami, and because I know Cami from a little boy, and every time we talk about Teresa, Cami, Teresa Scott, I say, what are you talking about? That has to be Miss Chase. When she saw me and I reminded her, she was like, yes. But my problem is I still hear people telling me in Grenada the government is doing good. And I want to know what good they're talking about. Because as I said, there was nothing happening in St. George's. Nothing.
And that's a daily occurrence, huh? That's a daily occurrence, people will tell you.
As I said, I was there for a week. And Sheldon, I could have counted on, I could have counted the people in, how should I put it? The Idler Association is getting bigger and bigger every day. All right? I mean, I have people saying to me, oh, bro, what you have? Look, I ain't get paid yet. Look, I can't buy this. Look, I can't buy that. I mean, I was so, taken aback, that I was like, man, I could see what Sheldon is speaking about now. I see it with my two own eyes. So when you hear people talking and saying that Grenada is doing good, you got to find out doing good for what.
And for who?
And for who? All right? Because it's Sheldon, words can't describe the way that I felt. I love my country.
I'm so glad.
No matter where I roam, Grenada is my home. All right? And I'm at a loss. To be honest, I'm at a loss for words of what's happening in my country. And to all the people on the ground, the NNP, please, let's save Grenada. Let's do what we have to do. Let's mobilize. All right? We have to mobilize. We have to get things back. I mean, I stood with Cami for about half an hour, and I'll tell you something. Not one person, one lady came to buy something, and she didn't even have enough money to get it. All right? And I've seen that in many places that I went through, that, the person want to buy something and they decide what they should get because they don't have enough for it. And, from my recollection, this never had happened under the NNP. All right? And I'm old enough to know.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
All right. Thank you so very much for your call, and hope to see you home again soon.
Yeah, listen, once I'm available, man, I'll be home every year.
All right.
You know, I'm home every year. So.
All right. Thank you so very much, my brother. And do call
You're
again.
welcome, my brother.
All right. Thank you. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. No, we're saying what is really taking place there. I spend time in Tong. I'm in Tong nearly every day. I see what's going on. When you realize 4 or 5 o'clock and some of these vendors, they have the goods on their hand and they can't go up with it. They don't want to go back with that. And they're under pressure. They're under pressure. You realize that is taking place with some of them. They have it hard. Yeah? So you see that taking place with them and you wonder, well, how these people making it? Yeah? I was in town on Saturday, late in the evening, and there was this lady, she trying to get rid of the final few goods and thing, and I'm talking about after 6 heading for 7 o'clock already, and trying to get rid of the final few things and say, listen, things rough. So it's not easy. Some people maybe have it nice. Yeah, some of them maybe have it nice. And they must have it nice. Yeah, because they could go in GDB and they could get 3 million, 2 million, 1 million, whatever they want. They could go in GDB and get it. Against the law, but they could go in GDB and they get it. And things nice for them. So they could go to the diaspora, they could go to Canada and jump first class, go eat caviar thing, go. They could go to the US, the UK, Canada, all over first class. Right? And go and raise money for the political party, but when they come back, they can't tell you how much money they've been able to secure for Grenada. Never able to come back and say, well, we've been able to secure this for Grenada, or we've been able to secure that for Grenada. Yeah? Those are the situations that we are seeing out there that definitely have to be addressed. So 440-7377, somebody did tell me something earlier, you know, yeah, somebody did tell me they wish Tangla was still alive.
I'm a Grenadian to my heart and soul. Friends, I would travel all over this world anyway.
And we have a caller online. Good night.
Sharon,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad my friend from Tong tell you what he saw on the terminal.
But you know, I saw it for myself Saturday.
Grenadian, you know. He live in New York. And he listen to the program all the time. You hear what he said? He see for himself. Because maybe when speaking over the month, a lot of them believe you telling lies.
No.
But
I
he see
tried
with
to
his
come
own
online.
eyes. A lady did come to buy and she didn't have the money, enough money. You understand? Because a lot of them in Canada and in England and in America say no, we lying. You understand? I know of a lady in Grenville, Mr. Scott, come down every Saturday to sell. And when she don't sell she mango, she live it with me. She live in the blogger with me. And that did not used to happen. You understand? And we're an ungrateful nation. The reason why we're ungrateful, they say, on that Keith Mitchell, he didn't do nothing, and Papa God was not pleased with that. That comes from his own mouth. When we as Grenadians know what Dr. Mitchell did for this country, even if I don't like him, and I don't like the rest of the ministers, right? Are you ungrateful? So whatever we get in Grenada right now, we have to live with it. We have to live with it because we're ungrateful. That's what we say. Watch. Shalom, again before I go, I won't stay long. Dr. Mitchell build that road up here. Where they build it. If they didn't build that big drain, Saturday, a lot of us as neighbors, we also got end up in the sea. The amount of water, Mike, I take a picture and he post it on Facebook. If that man did not get his people to build that big drain, all of us also got end up in the sea. That alone to tell you how ungrateful we as a people. You understand? And it's still a Grenadian saying that everything is all right and fine with us. NDC sent home half our NDC supporters. NDC, you know, they vote for NDC and they send them home. And they're talking now because they're suffering, they're struggling. Could you believe that? When NNP was there, I just say that some of the people that used to the contract used to give some of them work. And now you can't blame Dr. Mitchell for that. He's one man, he can't do everything. He gives people certain things to do and then take advantage on that. Excuse me. But I used to take my eyes and see. NDC supporters in Bushes, you used to always get a fortnight. Now they say the fortnight starts. Only NDC supporters that work it. One, you might get one NSP day. One. All the time grateful. So we have to pay. It's a sacrifice. You see how people dying? It's a sacrifice.
All right, Cammy.
Pastor Simon and them say it was time for Dr. Mitchell to go. Pastor Simon, anybody hear me tonight? Go down in sackcloth and ashes and pray for Grenada. All you tell. Go down in sackcloth and ashes. Seek God's face. Seek God's face to deliver Grenadians.
Cammy?
Have a good night.
All right.
Back tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, because I think we have someone trying to get through. Yes, let me just make sure. Yeah, that happened. Yes, folks, I doesn't answer private calls. So if you're calling private, I will respect your privacy and not answer. All right? Nice, beautiful. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the program. All right? And 347-329-3101. You can call us on that line as well. Hello, good night.
How are you doing tonight, Brother Scott?
Quite fine, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, I listened to the program there, and I just something just flashed back in my mind, you know. In 2008.
Go ahead, caller, you're live.
In 2008, when the NDC was running the election, there's people passing around close to you and telling you, don't vote for NNP because they had to kill how much people to every constituency they had to kill a man.
But that's things that they were doing, that's true.
Yeah, and then the people that win the election after they get the 15 people they kill in the island, they win the election and they was in NNP. Right? So when I hear today what they are saying, look, the man there from St. Vincent last time come down here. Yeah, from St. Vincent come down here and saying, how this girl had evil in belly from since she was 6 months. I never hear no spiritual person or pastor telling her evil what to say. And that's what the NDC people was doing. And they say they got to know the man. As the man in Grenada and he was back in 7, they put him in jail. So we know who NDC is. NDCs are corrupted people.
My brother, what I would suggest is that we all continue to pray. We all continue to look out for each other. And those of us with certain competencies that can help in different areas to, one, improve the situation in our country and end the sort of things that are taking place, that we all play our part.
Yeah, but look, somebody tell me that some pastor, somewhere.
You listen to us on the phone line. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, they said the pastor said up on the other side that they told them if they put their hands in filth, this killing going to happen in the island. And that's exactly what the pastor tell them that happening. But
yeah, because these things
try to put it now on the NNP people doing this, but the pastor told them that will happen to them. Yeah.
All right, my brother. Thank you so very much for your call.
Right.
All right. Yeah. 440-7377. That's the number, and we have roughly about 14 minutes remaining on tonight's program. Roughly about 14 minutes. Yeah, I tell all you, just remember what the campaign song. The campaign song was actually named Spirit, yeah, the NDC campaign song was actually named. Yeah, it's actually named Spirit and them kind of thing. You understand?
I feel feel a spirit is moving through the Spice Island. I feel a spirit is moving all around.
Just remember, it's a more than one type of spirit, eh?
Spirit is moving through the Spice Island. I feel a spirit is shaking up the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is their song. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
The government have us on we need.
That is true. Yeah.
With the island, the gas gone.
You want to know? Yeah, tell us. Yeah.
From them kind of lies we want release. So they bring a new thing. That is the answer. The answer to we prayer. As poverty hit the sky and trusting we lead us die. Our farmers need a boost.
Well, I hope they know that now. We have a caller online. Good night.
Yeah, Sheldon. Good night, man.
Hey, how you doing, Papa?
Well, yeah, Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
You know, I want to ask you, where is Mr. Accountability and Transparency? Mr. Timon Thomas. He is in Grenada.
Not only him, the whole crew that used to be supporting him. You don't hear in Sandra Ferguson and them so saying nothing. Nothing they don't saying. You understand? A man could come out and blatantly lie and say he have a cabinet conclusion. They are nothing to say. But had that happened under the NNP, or that see Sandra and them write an article though, what happened? She pen dry up? They are not there right now?
Well, you see, I must ask about him.
Yeah.
Because people that used to jump up and down and saying all sorts of dirty statements in those times. You understand? And today, I call upon them to talk out today. You understand? I want them to come out and face the people now. Mr. Accountability and Transparency, I must hit him hard because he is the man that instigate all that. All right? He's the man that instigate all that. And I'm dealing with him. Okay, I'm dealing with him, right? And I call upon him to come out, and our former Prime Minister, Mr. Tilman Thomas, to come out and say something about that and to put peace. Thank you very much.
No problem, brother. All right. 440737, and as I said, I see somebody trying to call. I respect your privacy. If you want to call from private, no choice but to respect your privacy. We have a caller online. Good night.
Hi, good night, Shalan.
Yeah, go right ahead. You're live.
Okay. You know, I heard a principal of a school last week saying that we were talking about the one in telescope up there, that thing. You know what she turned and say? The zombie and them start to let go.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Yes.
Just ignore it. Please don't be listening to it in the back. Go ahead.
Okay, and I want to say that what I'm going to say.
You see, you're getting tired up between listening what's going on in the back and talking, so that's why that happened. But you talk about telescope and what happened there and what the teacher said.
Yes, she said that the zombie and them start to let go. That means NMP zombie and them start to let go. Yes, that is what she means. But I have to tell them, the candle and them, the lighting, all about the place, right? You must have a good reason to light candle. Yeah? If you're lighting candle and you don't know what you're lighting for, and you're lying on people and saying you're lighting candle for this and for that. And another thing, they say that Kit went to Haiti for the election time. I want to tell them, Dr. Kit don't know nothing about Haiti. And he don't have to go to Haiti to win election. Yeah? They believe in the nastiness, but NMP don't believe in the nastiness. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, but yeah. And one thing I try to do, when they come and they say them shipping this, I don't repeat it. I ain't helping them. I ain't using my platform to help them spread the nonsense when they say them shipping it. So I'm not using my platform and help them and spread it. I'm not doing it. You understand? But we know they are the ones, I tell you, you forget, yeah, they are the ones, yeah.
I feel a spirit is moving through the Spice Island. Can you feel it?
And all of them went and jump up behind it. I feel a spirit is moving through the, yeah, it's shaking the ground.
I feel a spirit is shaking up the ground.
Yeah, that is their campaign. That was their campaign tune. You understand? Yeah, that was their campaign tune. So wherever they say what you get, you go take. Yeah, nice, yeah. 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. And folks, let me say this as well. Huh? And hey, special good night to you, Colleen, your mom. Yeah, I met your mom last week, and so yes, a special good night to you, your uncle, everyone. All right, nice. Now we have a situation in our country, and we have two options. We can normalize it, and we can get to the stage where when we hear someone has died, there's only 100,000 of us, so we have to be careful. But when somebody has died and thing, we could start to normalize it so that we end up like how Trinidad does thing, and they hear, well, they find two people dead, they were either shooting and this man dead and thing, and they just, okay, all right, yeah. And they just go on about the business as normal because they have normalized violence to the point of where they don't feel any sort of serious emotion unless it is a close friend or a family member or a workmate or so, or they have been part of what happened. They have normalized it to the point of, yeah, so next one dead. So they've normalized it to that point. We should not allow ourselves as a people to normalize it. The New National Party has put out a release stating point by point the different areas that need to be looked at. And I'll say to the Prime Minister directly, yeah, you need to fire Ron Redhead as your Minister of Youth, as the person responsible. You need to get rid of he. And as you're at it, get rid of Django and Patrick too. Because all three of them are a big waste of time. Waste. While you're at that, fire yourself as the Minister of National Security. Find somebody who's competent. Because right now, bro, you ain't cutting it. Yeah? You ain't even start to cut it. Yeah? You're like a bread knife trying to cut steel. You ain't cutting it, brother. You ain't even scratching it. Right? So you need to fire your Minister of National Security. Whoever that person is, fire your Minister of National Security. The Ministry of Youth. The only thing happening in the Ministry of Youth since all you come in is that people dying. Well, it's about 5 between last year and this year now. And our condolences to the families of all those who have passed to the great beyond in the past few days and before. But it seems as though that is all that happening when you talk about the Ministry of Youth right now. Not a program. Oh, we have this brand new program, this new initiative, and we're going to engage with these young people and provide opportunities for them. No. We go in and take all you under Imani and put all you under the National Training Agency. And if the place all you're training at right now don't want to take all you, well, too bad for all you. Is that offering hope to young people? What about the young ones who are just completing school right now, need an opportunity for training and so? Are they going to be entering into an Imani program under the Ministry of Youth? Are they going to be going straight to the National Training Agency? Under what conditions? Nothing being said to them. Yeah? But your Minister, you'd gallivanting on Facebook with Cuban cigar and drinks. Lyman giggling kiki in Montreal yesterday. But young people looking for leadership, young people looking for guidance. But it shows that your team is incompetent, so you need to fire them. The same way that you need to fire your Minister of Health. Well, so-called Minister of Health, because that could never be a Minister of Health. Believe me, Papa, you need to fire your Minister of Health. And you need to fire your Minister of Youth. And their advisors, in both instances, need to go with them. And while you're at it, you could throw in your AG and your Minister of Education for good measure. That mean the others doing good enough. I'm just watching them still. But all these need to go. They need to go. Well, your climate change is not like they're working anyway, so if you fire them, I mean, they're getting paid, but it's not like they're working. All they're doing is flying. All they're doing is flying. Right now, they have more miles than a 747. or 737. There are more miles than that. Right now, there are more miles than Inter-Caribbean. Because they're always flying. What have they brought back for the people at Grenada? Zilch. Zero. Nothing. But yet still, we are not supposed to say anything. We're supposed to stay quiet and just allow that to happen as if nothing, everything is all well and okay within the state of Grenada. Yeah, it's are two things I got to deal with tonight. I said, leave it alone and go deal with it later in the week. But this is the sort of thing that is happening in our country that needs to be addressed. Yeah? Young people going out to FET. I remember being a youngster, going to secondary school, that time in Trinidad, going to secondary school, and there was this teacher that used to talk to us as boys every day. He said, what sense it make? You buy your sneakers for how much? $100. A pants for how much? $100. You go and you buy a nice shirt, your nice clothes thing, $100. You put on gold chain, you go by the barber, you get your hair nice, shape up and all this kind of thing. To go, pay to go in a FET. For a man to go and tear up your shirt, bust your head that you went and pay to cut, blood fall, dirty up your shoes, your pants, everything that you pay all this money for, and you in pain, sit down in the hospital. He said, what sense does that make? And he used to talk to us every day as a teacher. Yeah, God bless his soul. He used to talk to us. But right now you have a visionless, leaderless, directionless ministry of youth. And the same can be applied to the cabinet as well. Because they are visionless, they are leaderless, and they are directionless. Because right now it's like anything goes. Or somebody had to call and tell the Prime Minister, hey, we need you in Australia. We are two bachak climbing up a leaf. You're on a plane. That's all you had to tell him. Two flammer. Sorry, not bachak. Two flammer. Yeah, they're on a leaf in Australia. Mr. Prime Minister, we need you to come and see the two flammer. You're on a plane. Call the Minister for St. John. Say, look, a whale jumping outside Nova Scotia. Plane. They gone. Tell the Minister of Youth. Yeah? Two crapo jumping in a race down in Costa Rica. Plane. They gone. Anything. Just call and say that you need a government minister from Grenada to come to activity. They're gone. That is the state that we have gotten to in this country right now. And at the end of the day, no accountability with it. Folks, that brings us to the end of the program for tonight. And we will be back tomorrow night. All of you, yes, I want to see 100 likes as you're leaving. Make sure you like and share. Like and share, like and share, like and share, right? I want to make sure that I see 100 likes. Let me see, I see 66, or I could do better than that, right? Nice. Wait, now take off my like. I have to put back my like, right? Yeah, like and share. Make sure that you like and share tonight's program. Send it out, right? Okay, and we'll be back tomorrow night with more talking points for you. Hopefully, we had guests last week. We're going to try to have a guest tomorrow night. The person has to confirm because I think they have a little, technical issue there. But I should have a guest on with me tomorrow night and on Wednesday and possibly on Thursday as well. All right. So, folks, yes, you will have the opportunity to call in and so on while we have the guests on. So, folks, remember, the press conference tomorrow. But more importantly, Parliament, and I hope they answer any questions that the opposition leader have before the Parliament tomorrow. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you. I am out of here.
This wall anyway I go, I bound to come back. Little Grenada, this land of my butt. When I take a look at the horizon, only dirtiness out there I see. Hatred and evil in the hands of men. Lack of manners, respect already gone. Shake it, Mitchell, boy. Samota mo pe mo kaele. Mizena la de na Mouche Mitchell, nom naka touye nom. Mouche kit Mitchell woy, Samotan mon père mon kaele. Mizena lobby na Mouche Mitchell, nom naka touye nom. Wonders and signs in the hands of time. Fishes dying in the ocean. Grenada PD mat mechanical ripple. Disasters and problems we going through. Mr. Kit Mitchell woy, what are you afraid about it? Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell. Man start killing man. Oh yo. Come on. Come on. We don't have much time left to sit and plan. Wrongdoings in the eddy, water and land. When King Lucifer and the Jezebel have this little nation to join. Come, let's take this thing now to consider the damage they doing to Grenada. When drug addicts, alcoholics, and even civilians start killing police. Shake it, Mitchell, woy. Samotan, mon père, mon kaele. Mizena lobby, not Mouche Mitchell, nom naka touye nom. Shake it, Mitchell, woy. Samotan, mon père, mon kaele. Mizena lobby, not Mouche Mitchell, nom naka touye nom. Wonders and signs in the hands of time. Fishes dying in the ocean. Grenada PD mat mechanical rhythm. Disasters and problems we going through. Mr. Kit Mitchell, woy, what are you afraid about it? Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell. Man start killing man.